When you look at our projects, we usually like to explore a really wide variety of ideas, basically as wide and as many as possible, so that with our client, we can really discuss and explore this opportunity phase. So you can really say that the ideation phase also serves to have a discussion with the client and to evaluate and explore which direction we need to go, so that at the end of the ideation phase, we really have a good idea on where to go with the concept direction. Well, to start with, at Van Berlo, we really think that it's important that every concept really is an answer to that concept direction that you discussed with the client, and that every concept is meaningful. So it needs to be an answer to the problem definition, and you really have to feel and be convinced that every concept is high quality and that it is a meaningful answer. If not, drop them. How we select concepts at Van Berlo really depends on the project, first of all. It depends on the phase of the project, and it depends on the type of project that you have, and it depends on what you want to evaluate. We don't use Harris profiles very often, but we do rank by means of criteria, and we do rank by means of numbers when we think that's needed. But if you have, for example, quite a technical or complex concept, or you have a big amount of people that you have to agree with, then it really helps to rank the criteria, to give marks to them, and then to see how it turns out. On the other hand, if you have quite an emotional decision, I would say, whether it's on branding or identity or generally an aesthetic feel, then we use something like power dotting, where we simply dot based on criteria, based on our belly feeling. This is where we think the most potential is. And whichever method you use, it's always important to have a discussion afterwards. If you do it with a group, have a discussion about the result of the voting or the result of the ranking, because you really need to confirm that you agree with the outcome and that you really have the feeling that this is indeed right. If not, discuss how that went and start over from there. So, one last piece of advice for you guys if you go about your project. What we realized at Van Berlo quite a lot is that the quality of your criteria really determines the quality of the outcome and of the final result. So if you define your criteria, really make sure that you know why every criterion is in there and how it links to the problem definition and why it is important. If not, drop that criterion, because if you're not convinced that you're ranking on the right points, then there's no point in making that selection at all. Okay, good luck.